everybody. Strategy 540. Thanks for coming back again and again, and thanks for all the wonderful work on the discussion boards and learning journals. This week is the week of thinking harder. Let's think about Apple and Microsoft. Most people immediately would say, oh, Apple's going to win this battle. Well, let's look at the history briefly. Apple didn't win the first battle. They picked education as a distribution channel. That didn't work out nearly as well as they thought. As Steve said, who would want to have a computer in every business or in every home? That was a let's just say a strategy that didn't work out too well. Of course, now we look at Apple, we think they can do no wrong. I'm not saying that's an incorrect statement, but who is going to win the battle? And Microsoft's made some interesting moves lately. What they've started to understand is something called platform. Okay? Always think about selling platforms in the future. I mean, I'm in the software business, so I think platform. There's a book called Platform Revolution. I would urge you to read it, or at least skim it, or watch the videos. The point of this is the world's changed. Okay? People are actually picking up their revenues and their profit from the value exchange between the user and the producer, aka Uber and many other platforms out there. Airbnb, somehow it became the biggest hotel chain in the world. How did that happen? It's all about the platform. So when we think about it today, do we look at Microsoft and think, are they actually using the platform in a better way than Apple? Or is Apple going to have that innovation that sets them more at that high-end niche? I mean, who's going to win this battle? If you listen to Walmart and Sam Walton, whoever's lowest is going to be the last to go out of business. So a lot of this is to do with the environmental factors, okay? Think about that when you're doing your assignment one. The environment factors actually change, okay? Just say tomorrow the stock market crashes. Maybe it's going to be harder to sell a Tesla than it is a Taurus. So you've really got to not only look at the environment and the pestle analysis, you've got to look at it. You've got to be dynamically looking at this stuff. The other thing is, too, something to think about. One of the things we're going to talk about is the 4 approaches to the competitive strategies, when you're under attack or when things aren't so good. What do you do? There's some really good readings on this this week as well. What do? Give up? No, you don't give up. You can actually thrive under adversity. So think about education, for instance, just throw that in. If you think about disruptive innovation, often what will happen is people that are doing the stuff that people don't want to do, if we look back at the steel industry, the electronics industry, and to some degree the car industry, foreign national companies wanted to do steel that the other people at the high-end spectrum did not. US steel industry, UK, and other countries. Same thing goes for the electronics business. Transistor radio, are you kidding me? Back in the day, who would buy that? Problem was, they came in at the lower end, disruptive innovation, then moved up the food chain. Same thing with education. I think in the early days, people said, oh, online education. I argue the point, there's actually a reality that if you have a lecture situation, which is face-to-face, and you also have weekly workouts, and you also have a lot of data, and maybe more data than you get from one professor, maybe that is going to be the education of the future. Again, another platform idea. Look, when you look at this week, it's all about thinking harder. People are tired of me saying that, I know that. But in strategy, it is about thinking harder. Anyone can write a strategy. In a heartbeat, you can write a strategy. But is a strategy sustainable? Is your sustainable competitive advantage really sustainable? Do you really have a unique selling point, or you just think you do? So the point of this week is absolutely to think harder. Think about Apple and Microsoft. Who's going to win that battle? Be interesting to hear. I don't have the absolute answer to that. I would probably bet on Microsoft in the long run. In the short run, I think Apple is seen as, positioned as the innovator, but as the business cycles go up and down, I would I would think that Microsoft has a massive installation, massive amount of customers, and frankly, with their Outlook 365, their Office 365, that's an interesting strategy, because now they have customers paying every month. You know, they understand the cash cycle. It's a different process. So anyway, thank you very much, and hope you're enjoying the course. Thank you.